Today on A Commonly Good MTG, we're playing Mono Black Flying. Why are we doing that? Because I decided I wanted to play with Mono Black Flying. I built it myself. This is a Dr. Yukon SuckIt original. If you're interested to see how this aggressive Mono Black Flying deck goes, and it goes really well, stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Commonly Good MTG. I'm your host, the tertiary adjunct of Unimatrix Zero, Dr. Yukon SuckIt. Yes, thank you. Film before a live studio audience. Thank you so much. Yukon SuckIt. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my, say it with me, secret underground headquarters. I heard you. And I'm bringing to you a deck of my own creation, which is currently titled Mono Black Flying. Mono Black Flying. All right, so what's the deal behind this deck? The deal is I was thinking to myself, hey, what would be cool? And I thought what would be cool would be Mono Black Aggro. It's focused on flying guys. Flying guys is what we're going to do. So I took a look around, and I just started dumping flying guys into my deck. From black, right? At which point then it was the paring it down, get down, started, then said, okay, what else do we need? So putting in some creature removals, and the last thing was an artifact to equip things up to make those flying guys be even awesomer. All right, so what we're going to do is we take a look at the cards that are in the deck, we'll talk about how the deck should work, and then we'll go out and we will crush some hopes and dreams. All right, what do we got here? We've got a flying guy who, when he comes in the battlefield, surveils. And then when he's in the graveyard, you can pay 3, and you can use him to draw a card and lose a life. So, little card draw. This guy is fantastic. If you're not playing him, you should be playing him right now. Because when he comes into play, you exile somebody a card out of their hand. Non-land, right? And he's got flying and lifelink. He's so good at paralyzing your opponent straight off the bat. You should just be playing him every black deck you got. He's fantastic. Plus flying and lifelink, that's just time on your side. Creature kill. Creature and Planeswalker kill. We got another flyer who's extraordinarily cheap. He's a 2/1. Can't block. All right. If you can ever find anything better than him, yeah, he could be removed. But he's really cheap. So we got 1s, we got 2s. Here's 3. This guy comes into play. He's a 2/2 with flying. Great, right? Thing is that when he dies, each player mills 2. Then you can exile this guy. And if you do, you can put a target creature or battle card from your graveyard on top of your library. So he helps you get to these guys. And or maybe to the Gravelighter if you need to do some more damage. Let's talk about what Gravelighter does. When he comes into play, you destroy each player to sacrifice a creature. Unless, if a creature already died this turn, then you draw a card, right? So you got creature kill. Otherwise, you got a flying 2/2. Got a lot of flying 2s in here, right? Let's skip this. Let's go on to Archfiend of Dross. This guy is like perfection, right? He's flying. He's only cost 4. He's a 6/6. Whenever an opponent's creature dies, they lose 2 life. Man, that is fantastic. What's his problem? Well, it comes in with 4 oil counters. Doesn't have haste. And so that means that you've really only got 3 turns to use him. And if he's not dead, he'll kill you. He will kill you. But, 3 times 6, that's 18. So hopefully you got enough with him to kill your opponent. And the other guys, let's just say. Bloodvial Purveyor. He's a 5/6 with flying and trample for 4. What is up with these guys? Are the cheapest guys out there for doing pure awesomeness, right? But whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player creates a blood token. All right, great. They get a blood token where they can pay 1 to sacrifice it and draw a card. Whatevs. But yeah, if they don't do it, then whenever this guy attacks, he gets +1/+0 until the end of turn for each blood token defending player controls. Which means this guy just basically gives the other person stuff that's going to lead to their death sooner. So he's just a fantastic card. I don't know why he's not played more. Maybe because people playing today don't have stuff from the Vampire set, and you just don't see him as much. But this guy is insanely good. And lastly, we got Bloodletter of Aclazotz. That's not what the name is. What is it? Aclazotz. Alcatraz. And he flying 2/4. Lose a flying 2. But if an opponent would lose life during this turn, they lose twice that much life. Which basically means all your dudes doing damage now do twice as much damage. Insanosaurus Rex. Sword of Once and Future. What do we got? So this just, you put it on your dude. How much does it cost? It costs 2. Okay, and he costs 3 to put out, which isn't that bad. Most of your stuff in here is 3 and 4, that kind of stuff. No problem, right? Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from black and blue, which means your guy's not going to be bounced. He's not going to be goad for the throat. He's going to live. Unless they have like white exile removal, your guy's going to live. If they're a big fat guy with big fat butt, probably red's not going to do it. Green probably won't be able to do it. So yeah, you just got a white. But this guy is so good to protect your guys, makes them stronger. And if one of your guys does get picked, guess what? You just throw it onto another one of your guys for 2. And it says, if that creature deals combat damage to a player, you surveil 2. Which means you get to say whether or not you want the next 2 cards on the top of your deck. And then you may cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana of 2 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost, and you exile it. Meaning, if you already had Go for the Throat or Sheoldred's Edict in your graveyard, you could just pay it. You could just use it right there, or you can surveil, throw it into your graveyard, and use it. So that means you could use these things twice potentially. That is value, baby. What else we got? We got 1 land here that allows you to bring creatures from your graveyard back to your hand. Yep, it's there in case we have the ability to. I don't like putting 2 in because they always give me 2 and you can't use it more than once as a land because it's legendary. So yeah, that's my favorite. I mean, you can put more in if you want to, but I don't put more than 1 of these in any deck at any given time. Otherwise, they become turds. My biggest problem with this deck right now is Go for the Throat. It's just so cost effective and doesn't work against artifact creatures, but big deal, right? Man, there are so many artifact creatures right now. This is a turd a lot tonight. But Sheoldred's Edict should help. Gravelighter should help. This might need to be traded out for something else, or at least pared down a little bit, something like, I don't know, the one that costs you, does anything, but then costs you 2 life or something. That's not fine too. All right, so that's it. That's the deck. What are we going to do? We're going to get out a bunch of flying guys. We're going to aggro our way across. Hopefully, eventually, we'll be able to keep them alive, make them stronger, be able to play things from the graveyard, including of these 2 varieties. Eventually, get our big dudes out, either double up the amount of damage we're doing, or just come in with giant, punchy Godzilla fists. All right, so that's it. Let's, but before we go out and cause some damage, let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Dear Black King Toxrill, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentation of the women. All right, we're playing against SSK 520. All right, we have basically no creatures. We'd have to have like 5 to be able to do anything with that. All right, here's the dude. We could sacrifice him to the Gravelighter if we want to keep the Gravelighter around. All right, that's super fun. We put this guy out. Kind of sucks, but at least he gets to stay alive. You gonna keep trying to snare trap me? All right, cool. Well, we can definitely get him so that he's protected from that. We just have to pay 2 mana. Fun. You blue guys are killing me, man. Alright, so that means the Bloodletter, that's fine if he gets tapped. He's only doing 2 otherwise. You have to use white against him. And you do. What's coming up? All right, that guy's mid-range. All right, so we're back. Protected from blue. I'd like to have 6 mana. That way I could put out the Bloodletter and then protect them. We're coming in. Sure, that all looks fine. Nothing to do there. Is this a... Yeah, it's an artifact. Or a vehicle. Wait, crew 1. Remember when it used to be like crew 3 or 4? These crew 1s are just way too easy to use. Don't tell me you got a counterspell. That's the freaking devil, of course. Alright, well, this is essentially worth double the damage. And we win! In your face, suckerfish! In your face. Alright, we were playing against Arcanus 90. 2 mana. Alright. I'm not a big fan of this, where we got no creatures. Don't look at me. Let's go, Smokey Joe. Dude, I don't have to do anything to do but screw over your guys, so I'm sorry. Because you're playing artifact creatures. Oh, sweet googly. Man, that's why I go for the throat. He's playing nothing but artifact creatures, so go for the throats are complete garbage to me. Oh, there's somebody I can kill. I'm sure if I was him, I would just give up at this point. Well, I got man lands at this point. I'll have to take it. I can't do anything about it. Ooh, it's a guy I can play. Look at his hand. What are we getting rid of? See, that'll do something bad to us. I'm most concerned about there. So unfortunately, it's not protection from colorless, and that's colorless damage there. And if he ever gets it back, you'd be able to kill whoever I put out, unless you have toughness greater than 5. Which I got some of those. I got some. Quit it. I'll make Qbert come over there and swallow your head. Qbert, get her. Let it go. I got a Gravelighter. You can do both. That'll be super. Nope. You gonna give up one of those, huh? I don't need the land. And I don't need a Faerie. Let's go for some big guys. I'd appreciate it if we could get some. Yeah. There we go. That's what the Sword of Once and Future is all about right there. Sword of Once and Future is a fantastic card. I don't know why we're not playing it more often. I mean, he's got one creature. I could definitely kill it next turn. He's got his man land. I'll be able to do it twice. I'll be able to kill 2 dudes. He's trying to float it. I don't know what you got going on there, man. Don't be looking over here. Qbert, get her. You trying to bounce? I don't appreciate it. You do, I'll bounce him back in. Oh, there we go. No blocking flying, guys, with what you got going on there. Yeah, that's it. All right, you can throw out another... Nope, you're just going to go. All right, we're rocking it. Don't be looking at my graveyard. What do you got up there? You can't bounce me anymore. Alright, that was it. You're going to die next turn anyway. Victory! Alright, we're playing against Killmeath. Killmeath. Keep. All right, 2, 2, 2. Got lots of 2s going across the board here. I like opening up with a little Deep-Cavern Bat. That guy's pretty awesome. Who am I getting rid of here? Terra Sunder. Eesh. He gets whatever he wants back is the big deal there. Let's just go for Sheoldred's Edict. We're throwing out guys. We're putting out the swarm. All right, go get him, Bat. Let's just see what we got going on. Another land? Yeah. I guess I only need 4. I guess I didn't really need it. Alright, I'm making use of the Bloodletter of Aclazotz as much as we can. Hopefully we won't be able to kill it this turn. He'll need 4. There he goes, his 4th. There goes a Tear Asunder. Well, that's a lot of lands in a row. Down to 7. Down to 6. And we win. That is aggro right there, baby. Aggro. All right, I'm playing against Slaq. With a Q. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a lot. Yeah, whatever. Got a bunch of creature kill. Should be fun. What we bet is if this person doesn't play creatures early. Okay, Simic. Can't kill that. I can instant kill it. Sorta, not really. I found 2 of them, huh? Alright, if we keep those things out of the way. Yeah, I'm gonna say we can keep that guy from being able to use them. We're really not allowed to do anything, are we? Here comes another 3. Unfortunately, because these artifacts, I can't shoot them. What's up with all these artifact creatures, baby? Whose turn is it, by the way? Mine or his? I don't know. Ooh, he let it go. How crazy. I'm taking a lot of hits along this way. Alright, there you go. He's out. He's out of things. I think, is that the only guy we have? Yeah. What a crazy way this has gone. Alright, there's, we pay 2 for our guy. We do have somebody to bring back. Alright, let's bring back the Cavern Bat. Nothing to steal, but we can shump. I sent in 2 guys. Zero! What a horrible slaughter. Yeah, we got a horrible hand for that. Alright, we were playing against... 23. Turn off the dragon. Let's go after in his hand there. It's not going to be another Rona. Alright, so 3. Let's put out the sword. He's just playing against blue and black, which is fantastic for us. What's this guy looking to do up here, by the way? Just draw a card. Let's look to the future. I need more mana, that's what I need. You grabbed it. Hopefully he won't grab Archfiend, that would be bad. I think I can kill you this next turn. It looks a lot like this. Go, go! Oh, he didn't let me kill you for 1,000. Victory! Alright, with a 75% win rate, we've got mono black flying. Yeah, this ended up being a really good deck. I'm pretty pleased with it. I kind of feel like it should be slightly better, but I really have a hard time finding out how. Just because what the guys I don't like are like this guy. I mean, he's a single mana. What else can I expect? He's flying, he's 1/1, he's good to sacrifice. And even after he's sacrificed, I can still use him for card draw. I don't like him, but still he's a fantastic value. So I just got to get over my idiosyncrasies. I added this guy at one point, Vampire Interloper. And I'm just like, ugh. The thing is, though, you get a 2/1 for 2 with flying. Sure, he can't block. I got plenty of other guys for blocking. It's fine. Plus, he's good for sacrificing, which this deck tends to need. Why? It's because of Gravelighter. That dude requires the blood price. But, you know, if it comes down to either Gravelighter or Vampire Interloper, they both do 2 damage, and they're both flying afterwards. There's practically no difference other than the fact this guy could potentially block. You have to ask yourself, who's worth sacrificing in this situation? All right, let's go ahead and talk. Who was the MVP? Who was the most valuable player? You know, I'm gonna say it's probably Bloodletter of Aclazotz. This guy, you know, doubles the amount of damage that's being done. He's by far the coolest thing that happens to this deck. But the second most coolest thing, and I'm probably gonna call it the MVP, is the Sword of Once and Future. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from black and blue. Man, there is so many times that black mana is the thing you got to watch out for because they could just kill anything. But you put this on one of your dudes, they can't just be destroyed. White's still a problem. Red, not really, especially playing with your big guys over here. This guy's got a 6-butt. This guy's got a sit-buck. Red can't do much about it. But this one, you'd be protected against basically, you know, green, I guess, has the ability to do some direct damage if they have big guys out. It's just white would be the only people you really got to worry about with this card out. But even more so, you're surveilling. If you could do combat damage, all my guys have flying, so they're getting through. And you can play a sorcery spell from your graveyard with a mana of 2 or less, which the only sorcery spells I have are Go for the Throat and Sheoldred's Edict. So that means we're doing it. We're killing again. In fact, if anything, I kind of felt like Go for the Throat was the biggest turd, just because this card, I was playing against a truckload of artifact creatures tonight. A truckload. And so I kind of wish I'd stuck with other Destroy, but it's just such a good card for the price. And the only thing you got to watch out for is artifact creatures. Tonight was just that night. It was just artifact creatures left and right. Once in Future, I'm going to say it, man. Sort of Once in Future, you were the MVP. I was most impressed by you. You've been around for a while, and yet you never really see it played. You are a fantastic card, relatively cheap. Equip is good. If you got cards that have other things going on, especially some sort of evasion, menace, unblockable, flying, yeah, Sword of Once in Future is a fantastic equipment. All right, you, SOF, the Soft, you are my MVP. Welcome to the Disneyland. All right, was this deck competitive? At 75%, yes, it was a competitive deck. Easily I could see this being Platinum Mythic. I think it has the chops to be a high scorer. I had some problems with Mono Red. No, not in this version of it. I totally slaughtered Mono Red in this version of it. So yeah, I mean, you just gotta keep blocking and killing them. Eventually, when you get up to this level, they can't do anything about it. This is a little slower to get going. You have guys you can sacrifice if you're willing to just wait and just blow away their own guys. Then they're sitting there and they can't do anything about it. The bats go after the hands. You can be selective. You've got some good things against the aggro decks. The question is, can you do well against counterspells? I don't know, man. I hate counterspell decks. I usually just give up as soon as I see them. So, yeah, there. It is a competitive deck in my book. All right, so was this deck fun? Yes. Why? Because we had evasion, we had flyers, and even if I had little dudes out, I was still doing 4 points of damage turn that they were unable to deal with. And we had lots of good creature removal between the Gravelighter, Sheoldred's Edict, and Go for the Throat. I might try to balance those out a little bit better so that we're not so dependent upon non-artifact creatures. Once in Future, I love having protection from color. Man, there was a guy that I was playing against that was coming at me with black guys, and I had protection from black. It was like there was nothing you could do. That is so glorious. So anyways, yeah, I think that really Sort of Once in Future was a lot of fun for me. I loved it when I had, like, let's say 2 or 3 dudes out doing between 4 and 5 damage. And then you get out the Bloodletter, and suddenly they'd be doing 8 and 10 points of damage. Yeah, this guy definitely makes black decks so much better. And yet it's only 4 mana. Really, really, really good. Plus, if you can throw a sword on him, then that means he's protected from black. You really, and he could still be shot with red, okay, but it'd have to be one of the expensive reds. But still, you'd be protected from black and blue, and that is really good. This card does so good with this deck, keeping things alive. All right, let's last here. Is this deck interesting? Absolutely. Why is it interesting? Because it's a deck you just haven't seen before. I did just put it together myself, and that's because I'm like, look, man, I want to play with black flying aggro. That's what I want to play with. I put that together, but then it was tuning. Figuring out that I needed creature kill. Figuring out that the Sword of Once in Future was a good add to this deck. And it totally was. Getting rid of some of the guys, like I really got rid of Poison. Poison was in here initially. It's gone now. It doesn't show up at all. It turned out that it just wasn't hitting enough to make it worthwhile. But that still, you could always go down a Poison Isle. You could do a lot more with that and proliferate or something. But in this case, I was focused more on aggro. I'm focused more on flying. And I wanted to be able to work my way up to these guys, which are some of the best creatures you can play for the cheapest price in black right now. Look, I mean, you're playing with huge dudes, and they're only 4 mana. But they're all flying. They have that evasion ability there. All right, so let's count that up. Was this deck competitive? Yes. Was this deck fun? Absolutely. Was it interesting? Totes my goats. All right, that means it is an A+ deck. And as I am required to say by federal law, This deck is so choice, I would highly recommend you pick one up should you have the means. Alright, that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. See you next time, Space Cowboys. Later.